Let's talk about tropes I like to use in my own writing that I realize I'm doing in my writing. I am a sucker. This goes to my love with vampires and Anne Rice and Elizabeth Kostova and all those vampires. Sunshine, even YA. I love vampires. And because I love vampires, I don't think there's, besides the recent one that I am a work in progress, I think in every single book on some level is the vibe of I love you, but you taste delicious, right? I also am a sucker for touch her or touch him and you'll die. I love it when both sides do that. There is, in the Cedric series and Artemis, there's this moment, and hopefully if this is a spoiler for you, I'm sorry, but you should totally read it because the character development between Cedric being an asshole in book one and then the Cedric we have in Artemis is so drastically different because he realized he regains his old self that he's been hiding for a very long time. And Angeline realizes she is no longer in the scrutiny of being immortal, nor being in the medieval times. And she can make her own path. She can find the tools and the skills and capture those things and master those things to do the things she wants in life. So she's finally has found herself fully. But Cedric and Angeline get tricked by the Fae, in short. And they find themselves under an influence of magical herbs and agree upon a gladiator competition. What they don't know is the Fae have absolutely worked behind the scenes and made deals, King Fae and Freya in particular. Let's pitch them against each other. Let's be sure to mask them up and we'll drug them up. And they start fighting against each other and they're almost evenly matched. I would almost say that Angeline is starting to win. And Cedric finally catches on that it's her. He catches her scent, or some part of him recognized something because he's so obsessed with her, right? And he throws the mask off. And then she stops, she throws her mask off, and she goes to, oh my God, it's you, I didn't know. And he's like, not now, grabs her, takes her and back through the gladiator, a little hallway there where the weapons room is, clears the table and has a great time. They reunite in more than one way. But it's that aspect that I like romance, and especially my fantasy romance, where, and you'll see this time and time again in every single one of my works, that when the person they're in love with or in a relationship with sees them gain a level of strength or outsmart or do something amazing, or what they see is amazing, their love just explodes, right? I don't know what that trope's called, but that's what I like to write. I like characters who don't necessarily keep their feelings to themselves, but I do like unspoken tension. That unspoken smexy tension especially. And I like it when that happens, that I make it known that the character's very aware of what the smoldering look is, right? What that statement really means. And we get a lot of that between Dante and John, I think, in the Trayvon family saga the most. Especially in the very first book, that's more of a slow burn before I let them break that wall down. So stubborn, the both of them. I do like stubborn characters, I've noticed. I like characters with a stubborn side. At least one of my main characters or love interests is uber stubborn person. Not necessarily grumpy, but definitely stubborn. I also like a happy-go-lucky character thrown in there, whether it's the goofy friend or the love interest. I don't think I have completely written a main character that falls under this. I might explore that later. That might happen with some of the standalones I'm creating for the Billionaire Paranormal Rom-Com series. So we'll see. Because I've had a lot of fun with Ariel Lionheart, who is probably the most golden retriever character I've written to date. And he's been absolute blast. He's like, I don't understand what the problem is. And everyone's like, dude, don't you, it comes off as this. And he goes, well, that's not what I meant. And we're like, Because you didn't mean it that way doesn't mean it's not seen that way. There's that whole fun aspect. I think people are informing him. And of course, that one, the miscommunication trope drives me crazy. Even though I'm a ham for it as a reader, in my writing, I don't like it. I like to reanalyze, break it down, and make it go sideways or twist it or break it. You also see that I do that a lot with other tropes and themes. For instance, Cedric's the chosen one. And they're like, and you must go on this path, and here's this special weapon. And he's like, I'll take the weapon, but I have other plans. And he's like, how dare you interrupt what I wanted to do? He's the unwilling participant, right? Some of the stuff I've been co-writing is pretty fun. I have a villain romance that I'm co-writing with someone, and that's been fun for us because we decided we were going to have very stubborn, very egotistical, grumpy hooking up. Oh my God. Okay. So when I get to a point where I can share more about that, you guys are going to absolutely hear stuff, because it is a villain-filled world and a villain romance, very dark fantasy, lots of monsters and angels and jinn. Oh, it's going to be a good time. Let's see, what else? What other tropes do I find myself writing? I do like the stoic silent. I like Broody. Oh God, I love Broody. I like people. Ashton was fun because he was bratty and volatile and hot-tempered. I do like a jerk. I like writing jerks sometimes. So Ashton, Cedric, probably the biggest jerks I've written to date. But at the same point, I love a good cinnamon roll. Dante and Romasanta, and Errol Lionheart, who panics and makes bad decisions, is quite the anxiety-induced cinnamon roll and golden retriever vibes. So I like playing with that I guess that's part of the dark fantasy romance kind of theme, where you have these stark, negative toned characters clashing against these very light, bright, happy-go-lucky characters on occasion, and then I try to muddle it up in the middle somehow or let them even each other out. But that's some of the tropes and stuff you can find in a lot of my writing.